already familiar with this electronic IPCRF tool, but let me walk you through again this IPCRF tool, especially no for our new teachers na hindi pa po nakagamit na itong tool and first time pa po nila may encounter itong electronic version of our IPCRF. So, kanina po na-discuss ni Ma'am Cecil yung process po natin ng assessment of the classroom observable objectives and then classroom observable objectives. So, she also discussed the computation of our rating, our performance rating. But with this electronic IPCRF, all we have to do is to just input our rating, and the electronic tool will automatically compute the performance rating per objective and the overall rating for us. No, so this is part of our goal to lessen the administrative burden of our teachers and our school personnel. No, we would like to maximize the use of technology para naman po maging efficient tayo in our process and while adhering pa rin po no, to the quality and standard performance. Right, so the first no na gagawin po natin after natin ma-assess na yung mga objectives, ready na tayo to input our rating. The first step that we have to do is to download the electronic IPCRF tool. Okay, so again, i-emphasize po namin yung i-download po natin ang Excel-based IPCRF tool. So earlier po in the presentation of Ma'am Cecil, the last slide provides the QR code or and the link to the folder where we can access all our tools. So we have there the PDF versions of our PMES tool for proficient, PMES tool for highly proficient, the COT. So nandun din po as Annex D, nag-iisang Excel, yung ating EIPCRF tool. Okay, so ang gagawin po natin, i-download po natin ang tool na iyan. So let me show you the folder po no, where we can access po our tools. Okay, so ito po ang ating folder. So nakikita nyo po, no? Okay naman po, clear naman po sa screen natin. So kung na-click nyo na po yung link na binigay kanina ni Ma'am Cecil and nandun din po ito sa ating DM 17 series of 2025, ito po ang makikita nyong content no ng ating folder. So nandiyan po lahat ng mga tools na kailangan natin and andito po ang ating EIPCRF. Okay, that's Annex D. Ang gagawin po natin is i-download po natin ang tool. Okay, reminder po, hindi po natin bubuksan ang tool dito mismo sa ating website or sa ating sa online no. Hindi natin siya i-open sa browser natin. Hindi po natin yun siya ma-edit at hindi po yan gagana. So we have to download the file. Okay, one newly downloaded file per teacher. Okay, per teacher po. So kung ako po ay si teacher 1, kailangan po may sarili akong downloaded file na wala pong input ng kahit kanino pong mga kasamahan kong guro. Okay, ngayon pag na-download ko na po ang file, akin lang po iyon. Hindi po pwedeng ika-copy-paste po iyon ng mga kasamahan kong guro. Okay po, so kada teacher po ay ida-download po itong file na ito. Now, to access po this folder, okay, kailangan po natin gamitin ng ating DepEd email account. So, ano po yung itsura nitong ating DepEd email account? Okay, lahat po tayo sa DepEd as employees, meron po tayong DepEd email account, our name, our last name, and then it has the domain at deped.gov.ph. Okay, kapag ginamit po natin yung mga personal email natin na may at gmail.com, at yahoo.com, hindi po natin ma-access itong folder po na ito. Okay, So, DepEd email po to access the tool. Now, once po na-download na natin ng file, itong Excel, bubuksan na po natin yan at ito po yung ating makikita. Okay. Familiar po para sa iba, no? But we have additional features lang po since for this school year, as mentioned by Ma'am Cecil, we have 2 options for the classroom observation. So meron tayong dagdag na feature po dito sa ating tool. So first, we have to choose our career stage, no? Kung saan po belong ang ating posisyon. So let's say, in my case, ako po ay teacher 2. So proficient po yung aking career stage. And then, ito po yung bago dito sa classroom observation, number of classroom observation. If I choose po option A, 2 po ang aking full period classroom observations. But if I choose option B, 1 full period classroom observation. So let's say I chose po the 2 full period classroom observation. So now, let's proceed. Click the proceed, just agree. Dito po sa ating privacy notice. And then the same po as the previous years, we have to input our information. So let's say I'm from the National Capital Region, and then I'm from the Caloocan City. Okay. School ID, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. School name, let's say Caloocan. National High School. School type is urban or rural. So you have to just choose kung ano po yung school type nyo. Let's say ang school size po namin ay large. And then since national high school ito, let's say ang curricular classification po ng school namin ay grade 7 or to 10. So yan po yung offering. Now ilagay po natin yung ating last name. Let's say De La Cruz. Ang first name ko si Juanita. Okay, wala akong middle name. For example, pwede po nating iwan lang yan na blank. And then my employee number, let's say 6.4321. And then my position is teacher 2, as mentioned po kanina, no? And then ang employment status ko naman ay regular permanent. Ang age ko ay nasa range ako ng 31 to 35. And then I'm a female. Dito naman sa number of years in teaching, 4 to 10 years na po. And then ang highest degree, naka-master's degree na po tayo. And then level taught ay junior high school. Ang email ko naman ay juanita.delacruz@deped.gov.ph. Kailangan po natin ibigay din ang PIN natin. Let's say 987654321. Now, kung na-input na po natin yung basic information, nandito po sa baba, click lang po natin kung ano yung mga grade levels na tinuturuan natin as of this year. So let's say in my case, nagtuturo po ako ng grade 8 and grade 7. Ang area of specialization ko po nung ako ay bachelor, nung ako ay undergrad, English. And currently, ang tinuturo ko pong subject ay English. So, kung may iba po kayong subject na tinuturo, pwede naman po natin i-click. You can click multiple boxes as applicable. So, let's say Filipino rin. Yan. Next, may confirmation box lang po dito na hindi na po natin may edit ang name natin. So, you have to review and ensure that the input is correct. Your input is correct. So, yes. Now, one of the features of this EIP-CRF is that it requires po RATI's password. Bakit po natin kailangan ng password ng RATI? To ensure po yung security po ng ating EIP-CRF tool since nandito po nakalagay yung ating mga performance rating. So we need to provide password for our tool. So let's say ang password ko po, tatandaan ko po yan hindi ko po yan kakalimutan, isusulat ko po yan sa notebook. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Confirm password and then proceed. Now, pag nag-go na po tayo, okay, ito na po yung page na makikita natin. Okay, so yung ating, lang po ito, status lang po ng mga parts na kailangan nating i-fill out. So as of now, wala pa po akong na-fill out na parts. So ang gagawin natin, pupuntahan po natin yung sheet kung saan po tayo mag-encode. So, in the IPCRF tool, we have 4 parts. The first part po, it has our performance rating per objective. The second part, our rating po for core behavioral competencies. And then the third part, the part 3, it has the summary of our ratings. And then the part 4, it's the individual development plan per teacher, no, based on our performance. So, ang kailangan lang po natin munang i-fill out ay yung part 1. Okay, so punta lang po tayo sa sheet with encoding part 1. So, as you notice po, nandito na automatically yung ating pangalan since in-input na po natin ito kanina sa demographic. So, what we have to do is to input na lang po yung rater natin. Let's say po, ang rater ko ay si Cruz. Rochelle. And then, ang position po ng aking rater ay Master Teacher 2. At ginawa po namin itong review ng aking performance rating on April 23, 2025. So, ayan na po, no? Ilalagay ko din po pala ang kanyang email address. Okay, now, dahil ang aking classroom observation options ay dalawa, no? Yung pinili ko po ay option A, dalawa po yung lumabas dito na COT na hihingiin sa akin. So, the first classroom observation po, ang subject area ay English, since yun po yung aking tinuturo. So, ilalagay ko lang po yung rating ko na binigay po sa akin ng aking rater from my first classroom observation. So, ang nakuha ko po doon ay 7, yung highest po doon sa tool natin. So, automatically, mapapansin nyo po, meron na pong binigay dito na RPMS, equivalent po no, na RPMS rating from the RPMS 5-point scale, rating scale. So, hindi na po natin kailangang tumingin sa transmutation table. Automatically na pong magbibigay sa atin ng rating, okay, for the, based on the RPMS 5-point rating scale. So, the second objective po na kailangan kong maipakita dapat sa aking first classroom observation, ang nakuha ko, for example, doon ay 6. And then the third COI, 6 rin. The fourth, 7. And then, let's say 6. So, automatic po yan na magbibigay sa atin, no, again, ng RPMS equivalent rating. Now, for the second full period classroom observation, again, ilagay lang po natin ano yung subject. Let's say Filipino naman kasi nagtuturo rin ako ng Filipino. Okay, so the first objective, 7 pa rin ako. Okay, dito sa second objective na required for the second full period, nakakuha rin ako ng 7 kasi minentor ako ng aking master teacher, no? And nagbigyan ako ng strategies that I can adapt sa aking classroom. So dito, 7 din. Let's say dito 6. Kailangan ko pa ng improvement doon. And again, no, we have to use classroom observation tool, rubric, no, para sa mga rating na ito, classroom observable indicators po. Then yan, 7. So, nandyan din po yung equivalent. So, wala po tayong i-input dito sa 3 and sa COT4 kasi dalawa lang po, no? Maximum lang po ng dalawa yung classroom observation for this school year. Ngayon, pag pinili po natin yung option B, ang i-input lang po natin ay yung COT1. So, pag option B po tayo, all indicators, lahat po ng indicators dito sa COI ay lalagyan po natin ng rating. Okay po. Ngayon, kung hindi po na-observe sa akin yung indicator na yon, hindi ko napakita siya sa classroom observation, ang rating po na mabibigay sa akin ay yung lowest rating for that level. Okay, yung let's say for proficient teacher career stage, the COT rubric na ginagamit po nila, ang lowest level is 3. Then next 4, 5, 6, 7 ang highest. Okay? So kung hindi ko na-observe yun, ang ibibigay sa akin automatically is yung lowest, which is 3. For highly proficient, it's 4 to 8. Alright. So, I'll have to input here kailan ako inobserbahan. So, let's say inobserbahan ako nung February agad. Ayan. Tapos, nung second observation ko naman, March 03/21. Right. So, may check na po yan. Ngayon, ilalagay na po natin yung efficiency na nakuha natin for the classroom observable indicator. First, COI. So, let's say, hindi naman ako lumagpas sa aking oras. Na-achieve ko yung objective, yung COI, yung indicator, na-achieve ko siya, na-demonstrate ko siya within the allotted time. Okay, doon sa 14 minutes or 16 minutes. So, makakuha ako ng 5 based on the rubric. Okay. And then, proceed muna tayo sa next COI. So, lahat din ng indicators. Let's say, galing ng teacher na ito, no, ni ma'am. Pero may isang indicator, hindi niya napakita within the 40 minutes or 60 minutes na class period. Lumagpas siya ng kaunti at doon lang pa niya napakita. So, 3 po siya doon. Kasi, yan, lumagpas siya ng kaunti pero napakita niya naman. Pag hindi napakita talaga at all, based on the tool, no, kailangan po meron tayo nung PMES tool na gagamitin natin in rating our teachers. So, yan po yung mga COIs. Now, etong isa na may quality dito, hindi siya kasi COI, it's NCOI. So, i-rate po natin based dun sa kanyang pinakitang MOV. So, let's say po, 4 po siya based on the rubric po na in assessing that objective. So, the rest po, let's say 5, 4, 3, 3, 4. Ayan. So, pag na-input na po natin yan, yung mga may white cells po, no, yan po ay pwedeng ma-input natin. Yung mga green and black, hindi po natin yan pwedeng inputan po. So, yun. Pag na-input na po natin, automatically, magbibigay na po ng average per objective and its score and yung adjectival rating po. And automatically, may final rating na din po si teacher and yung adjectival rating po niya, which is very satisfactory. So, ganun lang po. I-input lang po natin based on our assessment no, ng COI and NCOI. And now, based on the Rater Approving Authority Matrix, na pinakita po ni Ma'am Ces kanina sa kanyang presentation, okay, ilalagay po natin dito ang approving authority natin. So, let's say ang approving authority ko po ay Anyayahan Cecil. And ang position niya po ay siya po ay ang aking based doon sa matrix po, ang SDS ang kanya. Ayan. So, let's say SDS po, no? Itong aking approving authority. So, pag na-review na po natin, wala na po tayong na-miss out na mga cells, na required cells, we can finalize part 1. Ayan, may na-miss ako, yung email. So, kailangan ko ilagay ang email ng aking approving authority. Now, let's finalize. Hinihingan po ulit tayo ng password. Ngayon, Rater naman po. Yeah, so, let's say ang password ni Rater. Okay. So, go. Click lang po natin ang go. Yan, babalik po tayo sa status. Kung makikita nyo po, meron na po tayong part 1. And automatically, may part 3 na rin, yung summary of rating. So, saan po natin makikita yung detalye niyan? Dito po sa baba, sa sheet. Hahanapin lang po natin yung part 1. Ayan. Ito na po yung IPCRF natin. So, automatic na po yan na kung ano yung in-input po natin sa encoding part 1 na sheet, lalabas po yan dito sa part 1 na sheet. Okay, and then part 3, meron na rin po tayong summary of ratings. Okay, now let's also assess no, yung demonstration natin ng competencies, core behavioral competencies. So for this part, we'll just have to tick po, no, the indicator per core behavioral competency. So let's say, ayan, na-tick na po natin. Kasi ito po ay na-discuss ko with my rater and as agreed, talagang naipakita ko po ito the entire school year. May teamwork, okay, sa service orientation. Natapos ko na po yan, ifa-finalize ko rin po and ilalagay ko dito yung ratees. So kanina, rater po no sa part 1. So ngayon, ratees password naman. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so as of now, meron na po akong 3 parts na na-accomplish. So I'll now proceed to part 4. Yun na lang po yung aking walang na-input. So mag-i-input na po ako. At automatically dito din po sa IDP natin, lalabas po yung top indicators po natin, no, na performing po tayo, and yung mga indicators na we need improvement or we need to develop further pa po. So we'll just have to write our action plan, paano pa natin po ma-improve ang ating performance on these objectives, and then our timeline and our resources needed. So since wala po tayong time for now, no, to think of the learning objectives, intervention time, and resource needed for purposes lang po of demonstration, I'll just input here sample info. Okay, and then I'll just have copy lang muna para makita po natin kung ano po yung final look of the tool kapag po na finalize po natin lahat. Yan po natin. Okay, so as you can see also, there are rows, no, that are optional. So dito po natin makikita yan sa side. So meaning po, yung top 3 lang po yung ating required, no, na punan ng input, but nilagyan din po namin ng yung top 4 na indicators or objectives, but optional po kung gusto nyo pa po yun gawa ng action plan. So ganun din po sa core behavioral competencies. Now, kapag natapos na po natin ma-accomplish, let's just finalize po part 4. Input again our password. And then there you have it. You can now submit the EIP-CRF accomplished, no, the finalized version of the EIP-CRF in the system. So check lang po natin kung lahat po ay may laman. Yan, may part 2, part 3, and part 4 na po tayo. So sa status, pwede din po natin makita yan na lahat po ay may check mark. Okay, so again, reminder po, before po natin i-upload sa system natin, i-finalize po natin yung ating tool. Saan po natin makikita yun? Dito po sa part 4. Okay, may finalize po kanina dyan. Meron din po sa encoding part 1. Each part po, no, kailangan po nating i-finalize. Alright. So, babalik na po ako doon po sa ating slides. Okay. So before finalizing po, no, the EIP-CRF tool, the rater and approving authority shall verify the ratings encoded by the ratees. And after finalizing, ratees, no, the teachers, shall submit it to their school head. Ano po ma'am yung file name na kailangan po namin ilagay or i-rename sa aming mga files, sa aming EIP-CRF? Wala po tayong prescribed na file name kasi hindi naman po ito kailangan pag mag-upload. Actually, hindi naman siya required ng system na may specific file name as long as finalize po yung tool. But para magkaroon po tayo ng organized system po sa school natin, within our school, you can rename the file in such a way na ma-identify po natin kung kaninong file po yung mga EIP-CRF. So for example, yung ibang school, ang ginawa po nila, nilagyan lang po nila ng last name, yung first part of the file name, last name of the teacher. Okay. So after finalizing, we'll upload now our EIPCRF. Sino po yung mag-upload, ma'am? Ayan. So, sa system po natin, ang may access po ay ang ating mga schools DepEd email. Okay, mga school DepEd email account. Wala pong access ang mga teachers. Hindi po registered sa system yung mga DepEd email account ng teachers. At even ng mga school heads, yung mga DepEd email accounts nila, ang registered po doon ay yung official school email account. And by default, ang school email accounts po na registered doon ay yung mga gumagamit po ng school ID. So let's say po ang school ID po namin ay 12345 and then followed po yon ng @deped.gov.ph. So yun po yung gagamitin. By default, automatic po na registered po yung mga ganong email account sa system. If hindi po makaka-register, kasi po hindi po 12345 @deped.gov.ph ang aming email ng school. Meron pa pong ibang nakalagay doon ng mga letra or mga numero. Ayan. So, kailangan po natin yun i-register. So, but before po tayo papasok doon, pupunta doon sa mga iba ang school email accounts nila, papakita ko lang din po pala itong reminder na may ibang mga schools kasi hindi daw po sila maka-access sa system, yung eipcrf.deped.gov.ph na system po natin. Ang na-find out po namin na problem is hindi po signed in sa Google Chrome or sa browser nila yung kanilang email account, yung school email account. So make sure po muna natin na naka-sign in po tayo sa ating school email account in our browser. Okay, so gaya po na nandito sa ating slide, yan po yung pwede natin ma-check sa upper right. Kung ginagamit po natin ay Google Chrome, no? Yan, sa upper right, make sure na yung registered or signed in account is our school email account. Okay. So by default, again, school email accounts are registered. But in some cases, may mga schools na may extensions pa po, no, in their official school email account. For example, MNHS.001. So yung extension doon is yung 001. Or MNHS.CLM, yung mga ganon, at deped.gov.ph. Hindi ginamit po yung school ID. So ano po yung pwedeng gawin? Coordinate with your division ITO, okay, for the registration of your email accounts in the system. So para po sa ating mga division ITO, meron po kayong access, yung division office na account, meron pong access sa ating EIPRCF system. And yung accessibility, yung function po na pwede po natin gawin is to add user, to delete user, to edit po yung kanilang mga details po doon sa system. So, if may pumunta po sa ating mga schools asking to register their accounts, we can verify first that ito talaga ang school email account nila and then register their accounts in the system. So, there's an option there na may user management module part no in the system. We can click that and then add their school email accounts. For schools that need resetting of their school email account passwords kasi hindi na po nila matandaan yung password nila, coordinate din po ulit tayo sa ating division ITO to reset po our email account. And bibigyan po tayo ng instructions on how to recover our accounts or gumawa po ng bagong password for our account. So, take note lang po natin kung ano po yung password na ating nilagay doon. Isulat po natin sa ating notebooks, ilagay po natin sa ating phones, no, para hindi po natin makalimutan. Okay, timeline of submission. Kailan po kami pwede mag-submit na? Yan. So starting end of fourth quarter of this school year, we can already access the system and submit po our accomplished EIPCRF tools. Okay? So hanggang kailan po? As of now, we'll give you po until first month of opening of classes in school year 2025-2026. So ganun po kahaba yung time no for uploading. Okay, so we recognize po na may mga technical issues po na na-encounter during the submission period, lalo na po kapag bulk na no yung mga sasubmit. Okay? I mean, ang dami ng mga nagsasubmit at the same time. So nagkakaroon ng problem minsan, nagka-crash po yung system, but rest assured po na we're monitoring all of these, and if needed, we'll extend po the deadline of submission. But for now, we'll have until first month of the opening of classes of school year 2025-2026 for the submission of the accomplished EIPCRF. Now, if lahat na po ng mga alternative, lahat na ng mga solutions ginawa natin, but still we're unable to upload our teachers' EIPCRFs within the specified timeline, we can email these Excel files no, in a compressed folder. So, for example, sa school, meron po kaming 40 teachers, 40 EIPCRF tool, okay, accomplished. Ilagay po natin sa isang folder, i-compress po natin siya, and email po to helpdesk.rpms@deped.gov.ph. But of course, we need to submit our printed copies of the EIPCRFs to our respective SDOs. So, para po makonsolidate, makasama pa rin po ang inyong division in the consolidation of performance rating. Now, here's our access per governance level. The offices po no, with access. In the central office, the offices with user access are the following. The office of the Undersecretary for HROD, okay, yung email address po nila, and yung email accounts din po of our USEC, I registered po doon sa ating system. So we also have of course, the BHROD office no with access, the NAEAP, the National Educators Academy of the Philippines. For the region, we have the Office of the Regional Director and the Human Resource Development Division. For division offices, we have the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, School Governance and Operations Division. And for schools, lahat po ng public, secondary, and elementary schools may access po tayo sa system. By default po, no, yung school ID at deped.gov.ph. Now, if you have different po school email accounts, but it's the official email account of the school, register as per your division ITO to register your account in the system. So that's it po for my walkthrough of our EIPCRF and some instructions for the uploading, the submission of the EIPCRF tool in the system. If you have questions, later on we'll provide you instructions on how you can send your questions to us so that we can provide you responses, not maybe in this platform, but later on through a memorandum. So now I'll turn you over to our MC, to our host, Ms. Choika. Thank you so much.